Ordinarily, when it comes to Anthony Sullivan commercials, I dub over Mr. Anthony the Sex Master Sullivan, but for this one I'm so utterly confused on the purpose of this shit-ass device that I can't help but want to insult it. So please join me as we watch the commercial and I try and convince you not to buy the Hurricane Spin Broom. And I know all of you are really fucking eager to put this one in the Christmas stockings this year for 2019. I absolutely know there's more hype around the Hurricane Spin Broom than there is around AirPods these days, but for real, let me just go ahead and point out some shit about this piece of shit.
Hi, Anthony Sullivan here for the Hurricane Spin Broom. The lightweight, easy-to-use, cordless sweeper.
First thing I'd like to point out is look at the design of this bitch. It actually looks like someone bending over. It looks like two ass cheeks and everything it picks up goes into the asshole. Let me give you a drawing as a side-by-side comparison to help you visualize what I mean. Now look at the Hurricane Spin Broom and then look at the ass that I've drawn here. Can you even spot the differences? So the asshole on my drawing is where the Hurricane Spin Broom takes in its debris, takes in everything on the floor.
It picks up practically everything. It weighs less than 2 pounds.
Who cares if it weighs less than 2 pounds? It's not like modern vacuum cleaners or like fucking Thor's hammer where only the chosen one can pick it up.
And its rotating bristles clean like a street sweeper. It gobbles up everything in its path.
Yeah, I guess it's great for these large objects on the floor due to its gaping maw butthole containment facility that the bristles sweep it into. But that's super useless because no one's gonna take a bite out of their donut, get all fucking slippery fingered and drop it on the floor and then just all of a sudden gasp, "Oh, this looks like a job for my Hurricane Spin Broom, I'll be right back." You know, go upstairs, get the spin broom, come back downstairs, get it up with the spin broom, then go empty out the spin broom. You pick up the fucking half-eaten donut with your hands, it's far more efficient and it's far quicker. No one would ever go out of their way to use the spin broom for this job, especially considering how small the spin broom is. You'd pick up this donut and it'd immediately be full, so you'd have to go empty it anyway. It's just a waste of time, extra steps.
Use it for dry food, wet food, pet hair, or tough sticky rice. It even sweeps slippery ice. It's so light, I can pick up a mess using my pinky.
Yeehaw. Wow, that'd be such a cool fucking stunt you bring over your friends. Guys, look at this shit. I'm gonna dump out some gummy bears on the floor and then watch this. With one pinky going freestyle mode here, bang, spin broom that bitch up. Are you impressed with my magic trick yet? Please clap.
The secret's the triple brush technology that uses centrifugal force combined with the rotating action to sweep up everything in its path. Just push to empty in the trash, your hands never touch the mess. And
yeah, huge dustbin, and it advertises this by showing it dumping out half a shot glass worth of Fruit Loops. The dustpan on this shit is laughably small. You could pick up maybe 3 pencil erasers and it'd reach full capacity and you'd have to empty it out. That's totally fucking useless. You were better off using a vacuum. It's just as easy for the most part, and you get a whole lot more bang for your fuck. You get to fill up so much more without having to constantly go to the garbage can and empty the shit out. This is totally useless.
Spin broom has a mega mouth that's big enough to pick up a ham sandwich. Look at that.
And then you'll immediately have to go empty it because the spin broom reaches max level and can't hold any more shit. And I highly doubt that this is a legitimate test here. I don't think that the little Hurricane Spin Broom prison cell that it has there could hold anything more than 2 tiddlywinks worth of rice, let alone an entire ham sandwich.
Plus, it stores practically anywhere.
Yeah, that's when you know your goose is cooked and you're out of compliments to give a product when you say you can store it anywhere. You know what else you can store anywhere? A vacuum. There is nothing that's preventing this woman from putting a vacuum in there. It's not like the universe would stop her with some type of invisible fucking wall like it's a video game.
Vacuums are heavy, and the old way is back-breaking work. And stop chasing around the line from a dustpan and broom. Call now to get the original Hurricane Spin Broom for just $19.99.
I won't be doing that, but I'm not your dad, so if you thought the spin broom looked pretty fucking swell, please by all means go for it. I actually saw this on the subreddit, someone posted it, and I just got so fucking caught off guard by how bad this product was, and it made me upset to see Anthony Sullivan selling it, that I just felt compelled to shit on it and point out some things that I just don't get about it. So yeah, that's it, and I'm disappointed in you, Anthony Sullivan, I really am. I already hate this. That's Bud Light, the worst beer there is. I'd rather be gargling Bigfoot's piss. What are you showing me now? Oh, nipple clamps, splendid. Alright, Christian Grey, let me tell you all the reasons why this is the worst invention I've ever seen in my life. Go ahead and take a seat. Here's number one. Number one, you're a piece of shit. Number two, your invention's a piece of shit. Number three, I have these huge nuts that would not be accommodated by that nut holder. Also, I'm a little confused by your marketing strategy. You put a beverage and a fishing pole in what's clearly designed to be a testicle holder. Hold on one second. Breaking news. Has anyone seen my son AJ? Apparently he ran away or something. It doesn't really matter. Let's go back to this horrible invention I've been presented with. So number one, this is a huge waste of my time. And number two, go fuck yourself. Why would you want a ball butler while you're working at your job? Would you buy chopsticks so you could pick up dumbbells with them? I don't think so. I wish I knew the sad sack of ass that invented this thing. I'd take him fishing and feed him to the fishes, take him camping and feed him to bears, take him boating and feed him to propeller, give him an office job so he could feed his family, a really nice high-paying job, you know, prestigious, and then I'd spit in his mouth, fire him, slash his tires. I'd do 12 other disgusting things to this man, all because this is terrible. I don't know what you were thinking. I really don't. If I knew you in real life, I would karate chop you in the neck. How about this? You come over here and you suck on this wiener right down here. I'm Anthony Sully fucking Sullivan, and you've been watching Inventor Center. How about next time you bring me a good invention? Be an actual crime or an unforgivable sin. Every wedding I've been to has been an outside wedding, and it has been truly miserable. And they haven't all been in Florida, you fucking pseudo-intellectuals, alright? I know it's hot in Florida, so obviously it being outside would make it miserable, but I've been to some up north as well, and it's fucking miserable every time outside. So here's a little pro tip, a little life hack, a little 5-minute craft for anyone planning a wedding right now. Do all of your friends and family a favor and don't have it outside, you goddamn selfish asshole. Outside weddings fucking suck. Just think about it. It's fucking sunny out, it's shining in their eyes, it's hot out, and if it's not sunny out, it's cloudy. That's not romantic, that's not cool. It looks like it's a bad omen for your marriage. What is the benefit to having it outside? You feel me? Don't do it. Just don't do it. Let's go ahead and check out this new video from a outside wedding where a man faints and pisses his pants. Not to spoil anything for what's about to happen. It's a very interesting video that I think really puts in a nutshell the outside wedding experience.
When it's too heavy to carry, remember this moment with me.
A beautiful ballad indeed. If I was an America's Got Talent judge, they'd be going right to Vegas if it was up to me. Just a great set of golden pipes right there, nailing those notes, really belting it out. But unfortunately, this concert's about to come to a close with a very rude interruption that just puts the brakes on this angelic performance.
I get to love you. I get to love you.
There's a bit of a subtle fall, so I'm gonna go ahead and rewind that on the Jumbotron in case you missed it.
I get to love you.
The dude felt like he got fucking blasted by a sniper in the background who 360 no-scope headshot him. That was an absolutely brutal tumble. No doubt the result of locking his knees. I've actually seen that happen quite a few times throughout my life. So there's a little PSA for all of you best men out there. Don't lock your knees or else you're gonna potato sack in front of everyone just like this man did. And that sound he made on impact sounded like an entire gym bag full of water balloons being slammed against a garbage can. It was a ridiculously loud one. To be honest, I completely understand why he fainted. He probably had just found out that I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/moistcritical, and he was blown away by how great the streams are.
We need a towel.
I couldn't decide if this was real or fake at first, but the way that man fucking kissed the concrete, I'd have to say this is real, or this man is the world's most committed actor to the skit. Because that shit looked absolutely devastatingly painful, and he straight up pee-peed his britches. Now don't get me wrong, I have no problem peeing my pants for the good of a scene, but I wouldn't be overly eager to fucking belly flop onto a wood deck like that. And the reason why I lean toward this being fake initially is because the camera work is so goddamn good. The cameraman really fucked this guy in particular because this is like so professional looking it looks like a skit. The lighting is focused on the fall, and there's multiple cameras showing the fall from a great angle, and then at the end it has him walking towards the camera with urine on his penis. Well, not on his penis, I didn't see his dick in this, but on his penis pants area. The camera work is nothing shy of professional, and I have no doubt this cameraman was working on the Avengers before doing this wedding video. Impressive stuff. And also that girl can now brag to her friends that her singing was so good it knocked a man out. Like how opera singers brag about breaking glass with their voice. She can one-up them now. Fucking crazy. This is a real trooper right here. Because he said, you know what, you guys might not be enjoying the singing. Fuck it, I'll take this fall for all of us here. This is for you, Cody, up there on the altar. Crazy shit. What a video, and let it be a lesson. Stop having your weddings outside. Now, again, I don't think the guy had anything serious happen, at least I hope not. It really looks like a textbook case of knees buckled for too long and then losing consciousness temporarily. You see it all the time at weddings because you're standing out there for a long time, not moving, and people forget to like wiggle their toes or bend their knees or anything like that. Then eventually shit like this happens, and it happens a lot at weddings, and the heat certainly wasn't helping. So again, let this be a lesson. Stop having your weddings outside, please. Now, I do feel bad for the guy because none of this is his fault, and I hope he's okay. And he shouldn't be embarrassed. Hopefully he's not embarrassed. I think everyone can recognize that this is just very unlucky, and hopefully he's just taking this whole thing on the chin. And I don't just mean the floor. fucking nailed that one. I'm kind of proud of that one, honestly. But yeah, again, not his fault. Hopefully he's all right and not embarrassed about the whole situation, because it's a fucking great video, honestly. That's a new Netflix comedy special, Growing. It's about as bad as you'd expect. I was going to do a proper moist meter for this, but I thought even putting this on the moist meter would damage its reputation. And let's be honest, these days the moist meter is talked about in the same sentence as Nobel Prizes, the Oscars, and people trust the moist meter more than they do their own fucking family these days. So putting Amy Schumer's Growing on the moist meter would have just been an insult. So I'm just going to binge you over and raw dog you with the goods and the bads of this comedy special. We'll go ahead and start about what's good with it. That ends that segment. That about covers that. Let's move on to the bad. Everything. This whole fucking thing is a giant stinker. I don't think anyone here clicked on this as an Amy Schumer fan, an Amy Schumer fanatic, a Schumer schmuck, an Amy Lamey. I don't know what you call your fan base, Miss Schumer, but I don't see many Amy Schumer advocates or fans, so I don't think many of you clicking on this were expecting me to give like a, is this worth watching? Because the answer is a resounding no. And you already know that. But I watched it so you don't have to. I can sum up the entire thing in a couple of sentences, because there's about 4 parts to this comedy special, if you even want to call them parts. And surprisingly, none of them are really my vagina, the classic Amy Schumer she's known for with the stinky pussy that she jokes about. I'm not insulting her vagina. I haven't smelt it. I haven't seen it. But all evidence points to it being an absolute horror to behold, according to her stand-up specials, of which I've seen every stand-up she has ever done. She is a fascinating comedy artist. Her comedy stylings have no equal in terms of how bad they are. So yes, I've dabbled in watching all of them. And apparently her vagina is something out of this world in a negative way, according to her. Anyway, that entire region of her body is not the focal point of her stand-up routine for this special, probably for the first time in her career. She does talk about her pussy a little bit in terms of like a period. She makes some jokes about a period. And I use the term joke lightly. When you're talking about Amy, you have to really stretch the definition of what a joke is. So when I say joke, just know it's not exactly a joke. She talks about period stuff, but the big 4 parts are: 1, she's pregnant and she was overweight, so no one knew she was pregnant. That's a whole segment. And then the next 3 segments are: my husband is autistic. Next part, let's make fun of my husband for being autistic. The next part, my husband's dick is big and I'm repulsed to have sex with him. Like, she refuses to have sex with him, and that's a whole statement. They're married and now she wants nothing to do with his penis. That's the entire stand-up routine broken down for you in like chapters of the book. Those are the cliff notes right there. And it's not good, obviously, but that's a given going into an Amy Schumer special. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. I don't hate female comedians. Please don't play that card. She's just not a good female comedian. If you want a really good female comedian, I'll shout one out. Tig Notaro. I really enjoy her stand-up. So there's a little shout out right there. I enjoy some female comics. Amy Schumer is not a comic. I don't even know what you would call this brand. She makes up stories to be relatable. She talks about taking a subway, but Amy grew up into an extremely wealthy family, and she is extremely wealthy, so there's no way she has ever stepped foot on plebeian transportation shit like that, so she has no idea what that's about, and all those stories are blatantly obvious that they're fabricated, and it just doesn't work. But she's going for that hashtag so relatable humor, and I guess it does work because she is successful. But anyway, I said the things in 4 parts, but it's really not. To be honest, there's quite a bit here in terms of the subject she hits, but those are the big 4. She has a part where she goes on political jokes. I don't care for political content. I don't think any political comedy has any staying power ever. No one's going to watch something, this 3 years from now and laugh at any of the political jokes she made. I don't think political comedy is good in any capacity done by any comedian. That's just my personal opinion. And she does have a segment where she talks about that. And that's really all of it. That was the only other part that I could really put into a group here, because everything else fell into one of the 4 categories that I listed before. It's not good. There's nothing here good. And to be honest, that about sums it up. I don't think any of you are, foaming at the mouth, just eager to watch Amy Schumer's new comedy special, but now you know my opinion of it. Go watch it if you want to. That's totally in your right if you'd like. I just think it was a big old shitter. It was stinky as fuck, man. Like, it's not even so bad it's good to laugh at. It's just sad, honestly. And that's it. Classic Amy Schumer, baby. See ya.
Listen, Wolf, never forget the Iron Code. Defend your master.
Shane Dawson, conspiracy theory king, arch enemy of Chuck E. Cheese, and now serial cat cummer. If you've been on Twitter or the internet in the last 24 hours, you've heard about the drama surfacing where Shane Dawson told a story about how he used his cat as a fleshlight and then cum rag. On a podcast like 10 years ago, he told a story that he spread his cat's leg, humped it, and then ejaculated all over it. Let me just play the clip real quick so we're all on the same page.
I didn't penetrate. I laid the cat down on her back, and then I moved her little chicken legs, spread open or whatever. And I was like, if I just hump, but on her tummy, that's not weird, whatever. And then I humped it, and it kept going, and I came all over the cat.
No, you did not.
It was my first sexual experience.
No
I was also
way.
19, so it's
Wait a minute.
Wait a second. Did you just say you came on a cat?
Guys, I think...
What a story, Shane. Amazing. Not even J.K. Rowling could have told a better story than that one right there. In response to all this coming to light, Shane went to Twitter and posted a series of tweets that was just like, hey, it's edgy humor from my past 10 years ago. I'm haunted by it. I sometimes still can't sleep because my asshole tingles just thinking about the disgusting shit I used to say. Just all in all, it's a joke. And I think that's totally fine. Everything should be allowed to be joked about. I think nothing should be off limits when it comes to comedy. But this joke is just really shitty, Shane. It's super fucking awful, and you can't use the excuse it was 10 years ago, because jokes existed 10 years ago. It's not like a modern invention with jokes. Comedy was there 10 years ago. Effective comedy. And speaking of effective comedy, go check out twitch.tv/moistcritical for the most gut-bustin', hootin' hollerin' streams you'll ever find. And no one knows if he actually came on his cat or not. You'd have to ask the cat. But it's a really poor attempt at an edgy joke or storytelling joke, because it's so goddamn hard to decide whether or not it's real or not. Did he fuck his cat? Did he not fuck his cat? He's Schrodinger's cat fucker, because there's no telling. He structures it like it's a true story about how he fucking spreads his cat's legs goatsy style and then comes on it. It's very odd. And I have nothing against edgy humor. I think everything can be joked about, and that's totally fine by me. A little tip to aspiring comedians: if you're trying to work with cat fucking material and a la Shane Dawson style here, maybe try and revise that and clean it up a little bit, make it a little cleaner with better delivery so that way people know you're joking about fucking a cat, because cat fucking material is not landing on the internet right now, it seems. So just a little pro tip for you there. But anyway, the reason why this doesn't work as an edgy joke, a story joke, or even a joke in general is because of the ambiguity on whether or not it's a joke or not, because you can't tell. And I guess that's kind of the point Shane was going for, I want people to think I'm a cat fucker, but the joke's on them. I've never fucked my cat. I would never do that. I respect my cat. But I want them to think that I disrespected my cat with my cum. XD random lol humor. And this, I know it's 10 years ago, and that's when, the XD lol random rar hold your sporks in the air narwhal baconers at midnight, when that kind of humor was big. I understand that. But even back then, I can't imagine people would listen to that and laugh at it. It's not a story that really garners a hoot and a holler. It's not like a side-splitting story. It seems more like it's going for edgy shock humor, maybe, and failing on that regard as well. At best, people think you tell a shitty joke. At worst, people think you actually came on your cat. It's a lose-lose with the story you told. And, it's not a big deal that you want to joke about fucking your cat and coming on it or anything, Shane. You can do that to your heart's content, man. You can joke about fucking that cat till the cows come home, for all I care. I think everything should be allowed to be joked about. Totally fine by me, but you told a really shitty joke, and that's what people should focus on, how bad the joke is, instead of the subject matter of the joke. Because comedy, I, again, think should be not subject to all kinds of restrictions. Everything should be allowed to be joked about. So, entirely within your right, Shane. If you want to talk about fucking your mom, At one time, my mom brought me these bomb-ass Totinos, so I bent her over the counter and I rim jobbed her. If you want to make a joke about that, go for it. That's totally fine by me. But make it a good joke, not a shitty joke like this. All in all, probably the worst joke I've heard from a YouTuber, and I've heard some real stinkers, but this one takes the cake. You really have outdone yourself with this one past Shane, because now there's always going to be that lingering doubt, that implanted thought in the back of everyone's mind that follows you as to whether or not you really came on a cat. You told the joke so bad that the public perception of you is now a cat fucker to some people. That's pretty special. That's what makes this probably the worst joke a YouTuber has told. I don't think I can think of a single other case where YouTubers told a joke or a fake story that made people actually believe there was some type of heinous, rampaging cum maniac using animals as cum socks. It's fucking wild what you've done with the joke on this one, Shane. But anyway, that's it. See ya.